Hey y'all, Bridget Bartlett here. So today is Friday, which means it is our weekly Q&A day, our group coaching day, where all of our members can join us for our live training. So I want to show you how you can join our weekly Q&A session if you are a member or a certified partner. So let me go ahead and share my screen here. First of all, what you want to do is go to myvisionagency.com and you want to get logged into the membership area. If you are a certified partner, you can go right to today's post and get access, or you can go to the learning tab. You're going to go to Zoom support, and then you're going to click on the weekly group coaching. You'll see it's the one for Friday here. Go ahead and let Ray in. Um, if you are a member, you will get access to the Visionary Resellers group where you can access the latest post here for the Zoom link, or you can go to the Zoom support here and same thing, you can access the weekly group coaching. Okay. If you're not a member, you can go to myvisionagency.com and you can get signed up. So I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about hiring and team management today. Because if you guys, this is kind of like I kind of have this like history with management and hiring. Okay. So for those of you who don't know, I spent 20 years in pharmacy and management before ever starting my own business. And one of the things that I loved about that was the training part. Like we'd get new employees and I was always like the designated trainer of everything. And so I loved that part. The part that I didn't like was holding people accountable. I'm not like a hand holder. You guys already know this about me. I'm not a hand holder. What really is like this just drives this passion in me is when I help someone, they take the action and then I like see them grow. And it's just like, it's so exciting for me. I absolutely love it. So when it came time for me to start my own local business, that was one of the things that fascinated me most about automation because I didn't want to have to manage teams. Like, this was the thing that I wanted to get away from. And every job I ever had wanted me to be the supervisor or the manager. And I actually quit jobs because they kind of tried to force me into that position. It's just not me, right? And it took me 38 years of my life to be self-aware enough to know that I'm not that person. I just don't like that. That doesn't like fuel the passion in me, right? So when you're in that position and you are in business, you have to decide, am I going to hire a team? Or am I going to do this myself? And you can do so much yourself. You guys, I've done so much of this myself. But you get to a certain point where you're like, all right, I'm either going to just stay, I'm going to keep my business in the same position, or I need to level up and I need to scale. So if you're going to scale, you need a team. Now, I actually found a great solution for my specific type of person, right? Where if you're like me and you're like, oh, Bridget, that's what I love about automation. I didn't want to have to do all of this. The solution to that is project management. Okay. Now, you can be your own project manager if you don't mind all of that. Or you can actually hire a project manager who can not only manage your team, but manage your entire, like all of your projects. Okay. So if you're like me and you're in this position where you're like, you want to scale, but you really need to take a step back and think about like, what is it that if I'm getting ready to scale, how am I going to do it? Right? Am I going to go this? Maybe I decided like, hey, I'm going to scale. So now I'm going to start reselling my white label version of HighLevel again. I could totally do that. But is that going to create the day that I have envisioned for myself? Like what that actual day looks like? Is that going to get me the result that I want? Right. So all of these things you need to consider when it comes time to hire. So I'm going to show you where I go and that I have gone for years to hire freelancers, things like that. Because one of the problems also that we always have is that we spend so much time working in our business that we can't work on our business. And it's super tempting when it's easy tasks because it can be like, yeah, but I'm just copying and pasting this. How long does that really take? But if it's really taking away from the things that you love to do, you need to outsource. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to share with you the place I always go. You guys have probably heard me talk about this many, many times before, but if you're looking for someone to hire, my absolute favorite place to go is Fiverr. Okay. Fiverr, if you've never heard of it, it actually started years and years ago. It's basically like a marketplace for freelancers. Okay. Now you can hire people from Fiverr for like everything under the sun. Okay. Like you can see, I've already been searching for web design for HighLevel. Okay. Now, what I love about Fiverr as well is if you're just your own team, okay, it's really easy. You're purchasing gigs. Okay. So let's say that here's the issue, right? I put out so much content that it literally, for me to actually do everything I need to do for the SEO for my YouTube channel, it literally is just way too much time. Okay. I can't do all of that, but it still needs done. So then you have to decide, okay, am I going to hire someone or am I just happy with it never getting done? Okay. So if you're running ads, it's also great, while we're doing the paid traffic, we can also do organic traffic, and YouTube is definitely a great place to invest in SEO. Okay, so you can see if we look up YouTube SEO, there's lots of different freelancers here, and I love to look top rated. I hired this guy just to tell you, and I just want to kind of just let me actually show you this here. I'm going to go to like our real life conversation that we had here, and I want to show you this delivery. Okay, so we talked a little bit about like the project and all of that stuff. Let me scroll down here. Let me just show you. So here's one of the videos, the SEO that he created. Okay, so he sends me this. First of all, super impressed with the way that he's delivered this because that really makes an impact. The first time I saw his delivery, I was like, whoa, that's impressive. Okay, so anyway, this is what he delivers for me, right? It's like the old video, what he's updated here. He added all of these things, other playlists, and all of this stuff. These are things that I before ever. So and he all the tags and all these things that he knows because he does this for a living that I just don't know enough about. Okay. So anyway, what I do with him is I've hired him and he is creating updating all my videos with the SEO. What's great is and you guys may remember several months ago, I was talking about converting your personal YouTube channel to a brand channel, and that allows you to scale because with a brand channel, you're able to invite like editors to your YouTube channel or even admins to your YouTube channel so that people can help you manage your account. Okay. So that's the biggest benefit of going from a personal channel to a brand channel. Okay. So some of the other things that you may find here, like for example, thumbnails. Okay. This is one thing. I've always made my own thumbnails, but let's be honest here. Okay. I don't make thumbnails for a living. Okay. And there's a lot more that goes into thumbnails than just a pretty design. Like mine are pretty basic. I usually start with a Canva template. But if you're investing in all of your SEO, part of SEO for YouTube is the thumbnail, right? We have the click-through rate, and we want people when they're scrolling, when they look for HighLevel, for example, I want them to see my videos, and I want the thumbnail needs to be good, the title needs to be good, the description needs to be good. All these things go into, the SEO and building up your YouTube channel. Okay, so I've hired someone to do my thumbnails. All right. Now, here's what happens. All right. You have all these people doing all these things for you, and it's great because you're not doing it yourself. All right. But the gigs, when you order a gig, for example, if I was going to go here, if I ever just definitely do this, okay? contact the person first and make sure that you understand what they're going to do for you, and then make sure to get any questions. And just a little pro tip, you might even get a special offer if you talk to them first before placing the gig. Now, I have heard people complain before about they wanted me to pay before they ever did it. Okay, this is just standard practice. Okay, this is how it's done. But what I love about using something like Fiverr or Upwork or Freelancer is that you are paying, okay, but they're guaranteeing they're getting paid before they do the work. If you're that freelancer, you want paid, some random person on Fiverr orders your gig, you're not going to do all this work and then risk not getting paid, right? But also, as the business owner who's hiring this gig or purchasing this gig, we want to make sure that we're happy with the work before we actually get or before we say yes, like, hey, we're happy with that, right? So what happens is you purchase the gig, and then there's this process where Fiverr is the middleman. Okay, so their biggest way of getting return customers and building up their Fiverr profile is reviews. Okay, that's the biggest thing for them. The revisions, any complaints, like you as the buyer, you really have a lot of like control and a lot of safety nets in place to really hurt them. I hate to say it that way, but to really hurt them if they do not do the correct thing. Okay, and you can see like this guy here, he has over 3,000 reviews, which means he's done a lot of orders. Okay, you can see he has 5 orders in the queue. So this means that he's consistently doing this. Okay, and you can even check out his reviews here if you wanted to. Definitely always go through the FAQs and all of that other work. Make sure to read, and you can specifically see everything that you're going to be getting for this gig that you purchase. Okay. So absolutely love this. You guys can find video editors, or if you're looking for someone who is like HighLevel specific, just search for HighLevel and you can find like Go HighLevel Expert, membership areas. And again, what I love about this is you can see the reviews. You can see that they have some experience here, or at least they're managing people who do. And you can see the price, and it's very transparent. Right. So this is what I absolutely love Fiverr. I've honestly had really great experiences with Fiverr. Now, when it comes time to manage your team, and I do want to show you, if you could kind of see my history here, already just in this account, I've already completed over 40 orders, and you can see this goes back all the way to like 2019. I think I placed my first order. So I have I have a lot of experience inside of Fiverr, and I continue to use them because I continue to have good experiences. Now, like I said, when you place your gig on your order on Fiverr, especially if you have several of them going on at one time, there is a time limit for you to review the order and then to accept the order. Okay, so just to make sure that there are any revisions. And again, this is Fiverr's way of making sure that you're paying, but they're not going to get paid. It's like Fiverr holds on to that until the transaction is complete, and then you have said, yes, I accept this delivery, I don't have any more revisions. Then they get paid, and then all is well, right? If you were to say, hey, this is horrible, that is so damaging, probably more than even a bad Google review. It is so damaging on Fiverr when that happens. So it's in their best interest to do a great job and, provide excellent service. Okay. But when those gigs are done, you get emails, right? And you need to know, because the last thing that you want is like that time to expire. If you have 3 days to approve the delivery and then that time expires and you never even looked at it yet because you were busy doing other things, that's when the project management stuff starts falling apart. Okay. So one thing that you absolutely should be using if you have a team is something like ClickUp. Okay, so ClickUp is the project management software that HighLevel uses. A lot of businesses use ClickUp. It's very, very popular. There's a free plan that you can create, which is great. But what I love about ClickUp is that you can create all of these tasks. And I have videos where I showed how to automate a lot of these things, right? So what you do is you invite, for example, your project manager, or if you are doing this yourself, you invite them as a user or do this yourself, and you can build these automations so that, for example, like the video training that I did this week, where you add a video to your YouTube playlist, and then that triggers a series of events where it's going to ClickUp, it's creating tasks, it's creating a subtask, it's notifying and assigning task members that specific thing, right? Now, what I love about this too is if I just go into like my vision agency here and I go to like YouTube videos, if we go to like SEO here, you can see that these have all been, so we submit the video, right? Just to give you a little background of the workflow. We add the video to the workflow. It triggers the automations. It creates these tasks for each of these videos because these videos need to be sent to the SEO guy so that he can update the SEO. So once that gets sent, it's not complete yet, right? We need to make sure that that job is complete. So what you can do is, for example, go to this task, mark it as in progress, and then now we know these have already been sent to the SEO guy. And then when we have verified and accepted delivery, then we can mark them as complete. So you can see that this is assigned to my project manager, and she can manage all of these things. Okay, this is why you want a project manager. You guys, I just went all in with the like, forget having a VA, forget all of that stuff. I went all in with a project manager because I am just, I just love the training part so much. That is just really what I need to focus on. I don't need to focus on all the other things that go into this because that's what I'm passionate about. Okay, so that is the gist of hiring and project management. But I'm going to say, you guys, if you're taking on someone into your team, it's not just like, okay, I'm going to take you into my team and here, just do this stuff for me. Right. You need to create, like, it took me a good month of revising all of my systems. If you guys haven't noticed a lot of changes lately, but revising all of my systems so that it is conducive for a team. Right. So creating that support form in the web chat so that each support team or each team member gets their own notifications. And we'll definitely talk a lot more about building out your automations to include team members during different stages and things like that. But if you are interested in not being the project manager, definitely look for someone who's an experienced project manager. Now, you guys will probably, if you haven't before, if you didn't know, several years ago, when I first started contemplating leaving my pharmacy job, I talked to my sister. She's so much like me in the most different ways, right? And so my sister and I, we started, doing online marketing. We were actually, if you guys saw any of my older videos, we did some interviews with some marketers. We did like these keto kitchen videos and all of that stuff. And as we started like down this path, she just really had this passion for project management. This is how good God is, okay? So she just really had this passion for project management. And we decided, hey, we're just going to go all in on this, right? I went the business route, the marketing route, and all of that over the last few years, and she went back to school. So now, as my business is at this perfect place to hire a project manager to take over all of these things, she's about to graduate. And so now my sister is going to be our new project manager. So there's going to be so many cool, super awesome things coming in the future. You guys are just going to freak out. So that's my little speech and experience on hiring and team management and project management. You guys, if you like ClickUp, like I said, try it yourself. One of the things that I did when I first was trying out ClickUp, because it can be super overwhelming. It's very robust. But one of the things that I did is actually just create like my own household things, my own household projects that I was doing, and just kind of tried to figure out like how to create that. But you certainly could just use it for your own tasks. Doesn't have to be a team. And then if you do it kind of does help you to stay on task and help you to be accountable, because it will, like, you'll look in there and you'll say, oh, I didn't do that today. Are you going to really let that linger, or are you just going to get it done so that you can cross it off your list? So it's just another way of, keeping yourself on track, being consistent, and being accountable, and then also setting yourself up so that when you're building these systems, you are ready to take on a team member when that time comes. So do you guys have any questions or anything that I can help you with today? Charles?
Yeah, and I appreciate the talk today. And I was writing some notes down. If you could, and I get what you're saying about ClickUp to an extent, and of course I'm gonna look up more videos and stuff like that. But can you talk about I guess the difference between like ClickUp and then assigning task in Go High Level? Because like I use the task management feature in Go High Level, so I'm thinking, how does that translate, or what are the differences? And
Yeah, so when it was just me, I used the task manager, and it wasn't even as great as it is now. Like, since I started with HighLevel, because, I think if you see like my original videos, that task option was like my favorite one, because especially when you're unfamiliar with some of your workflows, I know we've talked about this lots of times before. I love to add that like task in there just so I can double check myself as people are going through my active workflows when they're new, especially. But ClickUp is just a lot more advanced, right? So if I create, and I can just show you here, let me go into, if I go into the task manager inside of HighLevel, okay. Now, first of all, you may not always want to invite people to your HighLevel account. So that's one con of using the task manager. But if I go to, let me just see. If I go into tasks, okay, so you'll see that I have all these tasks, and that is very helpful. But what am I going to do right now if I want to create a task for my SEO guy who doesn't have access to my HighLevel account? And of course, I don't want him to, right? So that's already the problem is if we're like, if our business, if not every team member is inside of our HighLevel business, then it makes it really hard to use the tasks in that scenario. But honestly, it's like I always say, like, do what works, So if it's working for you, definitely just keep using it, right? Don't change your whole systems to add on a new tool and then try to learn all of that. But if you are like me and you're like, I am taking on a legit project manager, right? Now, because she's gone to college for it, she's getting certified in project management. She's like a legit project manager. I want to use all of her skills to my best ability. And trying to limit her with a tool like the task manager in HighLevel is not going to give her everything that she needs to help us best manage the team. Plus, the automations and ClickUp, I mean, honestly, it's probably, and I think most experienced business owners will tell you, ClickUp is probably the best project management tool on the market, meaning there are just so many options and so many automations. So it just makes it really simple.
are you able to and I know Manolo's right behind me on my heels. If you are you able to you're able to converse between Go High Level and ClickUp, right? Or no?
Yeah, you can use Zapier for
That's what I
that.
thought. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Manolo, how are
Yeah,
you?
so ClickUp is basically a task management uh, platform. That's what it is.
Yeah, it's like, let me kind of just give you a tour. Okay. I want to show you, like, let me show you the Zapier part of it, because I think this will really kind of tie the two together and help you to see like just how I'm using this. Okay, so if I look here at this Zapier workflow, you'll see, and I've kind of showed this before. So what we're doing is we're adding a video into the playlist in YouTube. Okay. So I go to Restream, I create my event, and then I go to that YouTube video that it created, and then I add that video to my playlist. Okay. I have a specific playlist. I add them all too, because that's going to trigger this workflow. So then you'll see this little symbol here. This is the ClickUp symbol. So you can see all the things in ClickUp that I'm automating using this. Okay. So I can create an event here for blogs and the posting to the community and YouTube community, and then our visionary community, and um, uh, posting to this partner community. And then I'm creating a subtask and all of these things, right? So I am from this one event, I'm creating all of these different tasks and subtasks. They can be for different team members, they can be for the same team members. And then when it all comes out on the other side here, let me find my little ClickUp window. Okay. You can see that it's all going into this folder. That whole workflow that I just showed you goes into that folder. And then what happens, all of those tasks that I said create in communities, they all show up here as tasks. Okay. And then same with like blogs. Okay. So every video gets posting to the communities, it gets a blog post, it gets a thumbnail, it gets sent to the SEO guy. And then every Friday, the weekly Q&A sessions that we do, that gets a short form video gets created, and you'll see now we've added that. So each video is going to get its own task. Now, if we go into, for example, I don't have any here because I've already done them. But if we go here, you can see what's really great is inside those automations, when it's creating this task, I can make it do and say whatever I want it to say, right? I can say, like, here's the link to the video because I've built that into my automations. Here's the freelancer that manages it. And then also here's video instructions that I created to show how to do that. Because if you're bringing someone into your team, you need to train them and all of that. So it just made perfect sense to me. Why not add that training video link in with the actual task? And that way, when they're going through, they can see, okay, here's the video, here's the freelancer, here is, the link to the instructions on how to do it all. Okay. So it's like we have a folder here, and then we have lists inside of the folder, and then we can have tasks and we can have subtasks. So it's just a very advanced way of managing all of the different tasks and team members. Make sense?
Yes, it does. But then you are combining Zapier with ClickUp.
Yeah, because I want the automation. I want all of those ClickUp automations to take place when I add a video to that YouTube list. So I can choose whatever trigger I want to. I could start with like lead connector and say every time we get a new person in this stage of this pipeline, I want to trigger all of these automations with ClickUp. You could totally do that if you prefer. You could also, and honestly, until I brought on a team member, I have always used HighLevel for my project management. Like the onboarding, when they fill out the onboarding form, we go here. And then once that's complete, we go here. And then it triggers all those automations. I've gone through that with you guys before. But I've always used like pipelines and high-level tasks and automations for all of my projects and, all of those things. But when you are wanting to add and do some more advanced things, sometimes you need a more advanced solution.
Sure. You went over with us about the animation on the new videos and stuff like that. So you just started doing this with the Fiverr guys, the freelancers. It sounds to me like you only has that animation for YouTube, but you're still doing your onboarding to go high level. Am I right? Or your other tasks that are not YouTube.
Oh, yeah. So like our onboarding is almost, so Play is like moving so fast that it's almost to a point, we're still testing a few things out where I won't even have to do any onboarding. And so that whole process will be eliminated. So that's why I don't really have like a ClickUp process for that. But if I if it was just me, I would continue using HighLevel. And if I wanted my project manager to be involved in it, okay, so I'll say if I wanted her to be involved in it, I would use ClickUp in those automations. But since I wouldn't, I would just want to do it myself, then I would just use HighLevel because I don't really need to use ClickUp for that.
Will you
But
be will you be getting your freelancers and the ClickUp setup for your old videos as well, so they could do SEO and all that on the old videos?
yeah, I got like a custom offer for 50 videos at a time. And
Mhm.
so we're working through the process. But again, this is one of those things that's like you really need to do. I mean, we all know this, right? I mean, you could be in marketing for like one day and know SEO is important and that we should all do these things, but they don't always take priority. And that's okay. We don't always have to be like, creating short form videos every, 10 times a day and doing all this. Just do your best. And then it's like, as your business grows, then hire the people to do what they do best. I think you still don't have to worry about it, you know? But
No,
it's a hard thing to go from doing it all yourself to now you have a team, and it's a weird transition, but honestly you'll know when the time comes for you to transition, because one, you'll be miserable like I was, and you will it will be very clear when it is time to transition, because what are you going to do, quit? No, you have to just keep revising everything, you have to just keep growing, and your business will grow, your experience will grow, all of that is just progress.
no, you have over 1,000 videos, so obviously you talk to these freelancers before you set up, like you said, you worked it out with it. I have so many videos. How could we this work out? Because I can't pay you $15 per thumbnail or something like
Yeah.
that, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
and that's why I always say like message them before and say like because obviously it would be silly for me to like purchase a one video SEO, and I'm not going to have them do every video either. I send him the links of the ones that I want him to do because some of them are horrific because like
is that
so
because Charles wasn't it?
so cringe. I just like, oh. And then some of them are already, even though some of the cringe ones are ranking really well, obviously I don't really need to do anything with those. So I want to be, strategic, and all of the videos that are like still relevant and up to date. Obviously when I was like with Builderall, I don't care about the SEO from those Builderall videos. So I probably won't focus on that, but definitely it's just part of, just progressing and running ads with Play and doing the SEO and getting my project manager, which you guys are going to love her because she's so the opposite of me in all the best ways. Like she honestly is like my best friend, but like we have totally different strengths. So that's why she's so good. Like we're similar in a lot of ways. And I only say this like not that you don't love me, but I'm just saying that she is so like me, but not like me. Like she is so like customer service, and she's like the sugar on the cookies, and I'm just like, here's what you need to do. You need to go here and go here, here. And she's more the sugar. She's so much better with like people and networking and things like that. We walk into a room together. She's the one leading the conversations and, all these events. We've gone to client meetings before and done presentations together. And even like in the very beginning, like my first two clients I ever went to do a presentation, we both went together. And she's so happy just leading the conversation. And I'm this introvert. And I'm like, I just wait to speak. And our first client meeting that we went to, he said, you ask very provocative questions. Like, you know, thank you. for
Now,
setting the tone for my career.
one last question. Did you have
Yeah.
to introduce those freelancers to ClickUp, or they were familiar with it, or do they mess? No, they only replied to the task.
Yes. So what will happen is everything with the freelancer stays in Fiverr, but Fiverr does have like team management options. So you can create projects in there. You can, add those gigs there. You can give your project manager, or you can go in there and manage, all of those orders and kind of get your dashboard, see what it all looks like. All of that can be done by you or a project manager. Now, for me, I just want the project manager. I just want her to do all of those things. Just manage the team, manage the projects, all of, organizing all of that, make sure to follow up, did Bob get the thumbnail done? Did Bob spell, HighLevel wrong and put a hyphen in it, which happens a lot. But all of those things are just time-consuming tasks that is what she is going to be there. So you can do it yourself. And then if you are your own project manager, definitely, if you're planning on using like Fiverr, I would say just use ClickUp, because that way you can just manage all of those things, all of those other people. And you can invite like unlimited guests to ClickUp. But if you want like them to be like a member, you have to pay for them. So if you did, I mean, sometimes you can hire people from Fiverr, and they have like legit businesses outside of Fiverr, but they just kind of use Fiverr to promote, get new customers. And sometimes you can start a relationship with them on Fiverr and then take it off of Fiverr, but just be aware that when you take it off of Fiverr, you also lose out on the Fiverr protections. So I keep everything in Fiverr. And then if I ever had a problem, they see every conversation and everything is documented, and I don't have to look for it.
Well, you're gonna have to train your sister with Charles. That's gonna take a while.
I already warned her. No, I'm just kidding. You guys are gonna love her. Like I said, we're very similar, but she's better at the things that I'm not. Obviously, she's not as techie as I am either. So it's just we play on each other's strengths. We work really well together. So, Charles, you had a question? I don't know.
Yeah.
All right,
Mhm.
Charles on this side, and then Ray. So I just saw Charles first.
Yeah, I apologize to your sister in advance. But the question I had, just slightly different topic. I was and it actually came up coming into this meeting. I know we can split test like pages. Are you able to split test workflows?
Hmm, I don't know. Charles, I love it when you ask me these questions.
It's an astute question. It's good.
Yeah. Give me the opportunity to learn something. So let's learn together. Let's
Uh,
see.
I was you know how in this particular workflow I was thinking about text messages, and
Uh-huh.
I was thinking about possibly changing the wording, and then I was like, you know what, I would like to split test that.
I don't think that there's a way
Okay.
to split test. But wait a minute. I wonder, you know, you could maybe, so just literally brainstorming here. So I wonder if we use like the if else conditional logic, and then we used like, I wonder if there's like a page view. You know what I'm thinking about? Like
Mm-hmm.
we trigger based on the page view.
Okay.
So you do your A/B split test
Oh, I
through
got you. I
and then you
understand.
can build but I wonder if it would actually work that way though, because let's see, events. I think events are just email. Yeah. I'm not sure. That would be something I would test just for you guys who are trying to speak Charles here. Um, Charles talking about A/B split testing. So inside of your funnels, you have this, I guess I don't have a page in here, but you have the option inside of your funnels to split test. So you could set up the split test there, and then I'm thinking, which I haven't tested it, but I'm thinking you could build your automations to trigger with that page view.
Right. That makes sense.
Yeah. That would be something definitely worth testing though.
Okay, definitely.
That would be cool. Cool idea.
But then I'll take this clip from this and send it to us support and get them.
Like, did you create this?
Yeah. Well, how do you do it?
Yeah. So yeah, say, is this possible? Ray, how can I help you?
Okay, I've got a couple questions. The first is what we were talking about here for ClickUp. The price is good. Which plan do you use or do you recommend?
I think I have the cheapest plan. I had to have one with the I can't remember. I used the free one until I hired Lindsay, and then I made her like an actual paid member because she needs the permissions. But if you don't have I mean, I would not, there's lots of people who just use the full free plan and then never need another plan. So you may just want to use the free plan until you realize that you don't, or that you need something else.
Well, it's reasonable even if you get the next two up plans. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just another thing too that you can also become an affiliate of and do training on.
Really?
Okay. And to show people how to do things as you learn.
My other question is more technical. If I can share my screen real quick. Here is the plans I was looking at, and if you're on the yearly, it's just $7 a month. So if you're on monthly, I think it's 10. Yeah. So I'll look at that later and probably go with the free plan. Free is always good. I have all kinds of things that I do with ComputerWorks and my sub account. So this is my agency. This is my one sub account, another sub account for leads, and then I have ads. And so when I go to ads, I will do, and I can't, it's gone. I mean, it takes forever and it will not load. It will just hang there. So I believe, let me go back to Cloudflare, that this Cloudflare A record needs to be deleted, and I go with the CNAME record that has been changed. I don't know why, because it was working up until yesterday, but the A record for ads.computerworks.com does not work.
Okay, so submit a support ticket inside the knowledge base, and I'll share the link with you.
Okay. Inside Go HighLevel knowledge base?
Inside the AI ads knowledge base.
Oh, yeah, play it. Yeah. Makes sense. Okay.
Let me get to it here. Oh, so do you guys know how to redirect domains? Because I took, let me get this for you right here. Because you know how you create your community and then it has that long, ugly link? I really don't like that. And it's hard for me to like, if I'm trying to share that with someone, it's hard for me to like remember what it is and type it all out. So what I did is create redirect links for those. I am trying to talk and get this link here for the support. If you guys ever need support, the best place to go is in the web chat and click on support and fill out the form, regardless of the tool or what you need help with, and then the appropriate resources will be sent to you. So here is this here. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was going to show you how to redirect just real fast because this is really easy and super, super cool. So if you guys, if you have a long link, if your domain is already connected to your website, let me go into an account. I already have a domain connected so that you can see. go into your account and let me share my screen. And you can go to URL redirects, and you can type, or you can click on add redirect and choose any of the domains and subdomains that you have in your account. Okay. I typically use like just my root domain, but it doesn't matter. You can choose any of the domains that you want to. So if I chose my root domain, let's say that I wanted my free community, I wanted it to be myvisionagency.com/free instead of like typing in, you know, the big long thing. Like if I go to my free community, instead of typing in this long URL here, I can go to my redirects. I can go to my redirects and you can choose like all of them, a specific funnel or whatever, or you can just paste the link in there. So I use these a lot for like affiliate links, because it makes it real easy to, you know, when you're sharing them, to have your main domain and then whatever it is. But this also just looks a lot prettier when you're sharing it in your emails and all of that, and then it will redirect to the appropriate place.
Does it make a page /free, or does it that's
No,
just
it's just redirecting.
yeah, okay.
So it's just, you have myvisionagency.com/free, and then it goes here.
Well,
If
that's
I go down.
better than Bitly, you know, and all the renaming and all that kind of stuff.
Well, Bitly's good if you want to track your links, because that's using that process is not tracking them. But a lot of social media platforms don't like Bitly links either. So they kind of think it's spam. So if you use your own branded domain, it looks more professional and it's less likely, and especially like in emails too, it's less likely to get marked as spam.
Maybe we can suggest to go HighLevel to track those links, and then we won't need to use Bitly in any way, shape, or form, because I don't think it'd be too hard.
Yeah, I wonder, you know, I wonder if you could, it would be cool if we could add like trigger links in there or something. That would be
That's what I was
nice.
just thinking.
Yeah. I mean, you could essentially, you could do that if you wanted to. You could put something like a bit.ly link in there, or like Charles was saying, like some type of split test or whatever. I mean, you totally could do that. But, you know, anytime that you're using like you're basically, if you put a bit.ly link in there, you're redirecting a redirect. So every time you do that, you run into issues. So, and especially with affiliate marketing, because you're like shortening a link that has a code on it, and a cookie, and then it's like if you're, you know, redirecting it multiple times, the chances of losing that cookie are pretty good. All right, you guys, I'm going to add, we're going to go ahead and do the wheel here. All right, so let me add all the names here. So we have Manolo.
I think we all should suggest to go HighLevel to go ahead and track the redirect links, and if they could track them, be awesome.
Yeah.
Just some ideas.
Go to
Ideas.
ideas. Yeah, ideas.gohighlevel.com.
Mm-hmm.
They're really good about taking all of their all of those suggestions. That's literally what the developers work from, is those suggestions. The more suggestions, the better. Okay, so we have,
Quick question.
yes.
The Google Sheets video from like 9 months ago, that's probably the most recent one, right? Or did you, I thought you did something more recent than that, but maybe not.
The Google Sheets.
Yeah, you did a training on Google Sheets before, like sending information to Google Sheets. I don't know.
Oh, it should be pretty relevant still.
Okay. All right, okay.
Did you try it out?
No, yeah, I had been doing it, and I just couldn't remember if I saw a video, if it was a live training. I couldn't remember. I'm with you all the time, so it's
Yeah. Was a dream or
yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
All right, so let's see. Let me just make sure that I have everyone because with everyone's fathoms, it's like I'm trying to, did I get that person? Is that their fathom? Okay, so we have Manolo, Ray, Ida, Charles, Janai, and Ricky. Did I miss anyone?
My fathom, you didn't put my fathom in there.
Oh, my bad.
Your Fathom needs training.
Yeah. Because I can read his notes.
All right, here we go. So whoever wins gets a free 30-minute private consultation with me where we're going to create a strategy to take over the world. And
Oh
it's
yeah.
Oh, you
It's
didn't
first
need
time I ever
that.
won. The first time I ever won. Yeah, I need the training. Thank you. I need the consultation.
Oh man, you guys just
Uh-oh.
sniffed. Charles and I, 30 minutes in a room, a Zoom room together. We really
Uh-oh.
might take over
Uh-oh.
the world.
Yeah.
Might do that. Is there
Pinky in the
anything else?
brain.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. You guys, I don't know, man. I don't know about you, but I just am so excited for the next few months because there's going to be so many cool things happening. You guys are just, if you ever just thought, like, man, I am so lucky to be in this program, you just don't even know anything yet, honestly. You just like, this is just the tip of the iceberg. I mean, can you imagine what I can do with all my free time that I'm going to have now? Oh my gosh. And I'm so sorry to tell my husband it's not going to be pressure washing the fence. Well, it might be because that's really fun. But I am super excited to just have the free time to work on some like really cool training ideas that I've had on the back burner, but also introduce some new strategies and different things in the future. So super excited about that. Thank you all so, so much for joining me as always. And I will see you on Monday, same time, same place. Go make your vision a reality.